I don't know why they are not ready to understand at all. It's like they don't care about anything else, just this marriage is everything that they want. Your voice broke down and tears filled in with both anger and hurt. Jungkook, your boss, was sitting beside you. He was listening to you while his jaws clenched tightly. I told them about us, but they don't care. All they want is for me to marry their friend's son. Jungkook's eyes darkened, his jaw tightening. What do you mean? They are forcing you? They want me to marry him. They don't understand. They don't care about what I want. I don't know what to do at this time. I'm tired of explaining. Jungkook's face twisted with anger and his hands clenched into fists. Then I'm going to handle this. They can't force you for this marriage against your will, not when I'm here. You got scared because if Jungkook got involved, this will turn upside down. No, Jungkook, please. He looked at you confused. I'll try to handle it. If you did anything, it will only worsen the situation and I don't want to lose my parents. Chasing my happiness, I know they are not listening, but I won't give up. Jungkook looked at you in disbelief. Are you sure, Ryan? You still wanna try after all that? You looked at him with teary eyes. I promise you, we'll find a way. He sat back on his seat, looking disappointed as he can't even imagine seeing you next to a guy. Letting you marry someone is not something he can let it happen. You came near him and held his hand. I'm sorry, Jungkook, but I promise you that if I'm gonna marry someone, it will be only you. But we have to do it without breaking anyone's heart. I know this is difficult, but we can do it, right? He slowly turned his face towards you, his heart clenching, seeing your eyes filled with tears. I'm always here for you. You smiled weakly and wiped your tears when your phone suddenly buzzed. You checked it and it was a message from your dad, reminding you of the dinner tomorrow night with their friend's son. Jungkook read the message and looked at you. Do you still believe that he will listen? You lowered your phone and nodded before wiping your eyes. Yes, I've tried to tell them about our relationship, but they have no value for it. But now I have to include lies that I never thought I would support. Jungkook frowned, unable to get your words. What lies? You looked at him and took a deep breath, trying to think clearly. We need to come up with a strong idea, something that will make them understand and accept our relationship. What if we tell them that I'm pregnant? Jungkook stared at you, his eyes widening in surprise. What? Are you serious? Yes, if they believe I'm pregnant, they won't have any other option but to accept us. They'll have to think about the baby. You looked down feeling a little embarrassed when you saw how Jungkook looked shocked. I know this is a very terrible idea, but Jungkook covered your face. I can go to any length to be with you, love. This is nothing and don't feel bad. We are going to your parents' house tonight and tell them everything. They have to listen and accept. Tears filled in your eyes. I can't believe we have to go this far to prove our love. I just can't imagine myself with anyone except you. He hugged you tightly. Don't worry, we'll stay together forever. I won't let anyone separate you from me. You were sitting in front of your parents, looking down as you again told them that you will only marry Jungkook and nothing can change your mind. The air around you was serious, just like your parents' expression. Jungkook was sitting beside you. He wasn't afraid at all. So you're still being stubborn? Your father said. Jungkook frowned his brow as he was speechless how your parents are not ready to accept your request. I'm sorry for speaking in the middle, sir, but the one who is being stubborn here is you, who can't accept his own daughter's happiness and forcing her to marry someone she doesn't love. Your heart dropped. fearing the confrontation would only make things worse, but Jungkook squeezed your hand, giving you the strength to continue. Your mother's face turned a shade paler, her eyes narrowed. How dare you speak to us like that? Jungkook didn't back down. I dare because I love your daughter. All we ask is that you respect her choice. Isn't her happiness more important than your pride? Your father's face twisted with anger. This is not about pride, it's about what's best for her future. Taking a deep breath, you decided it was the time to reveal the truth. You had hoped it wouldn't come to this, but there was no other way. I've already decided to spend my future with Jungkook, Dad. I don't know why you both are not understanding this, but there's something else you need to know. You gathered your courage before saying this. You shared a glance with Jungkook. It was hard for you, but you decided to do it for yourself, to be with the man you are in love with. What is that? Your mother couldn't control her curiosity, as she must have sensed something like this. You gulped and looked at them. I'm pregnant. You announced as your voice barely above a whisper. The room fell silent, the weight of your words hanging in the air. Your mother gasped, her hand flying to her mouth, while your father's expression turned from anger to shock. What? You're pregnant? Your mother finally managed to say, her voice trembling. You nodded, tears filling in your eyes. Yes, and Jungkook and I are going to raise this child together. We love each other and we're committed to building a future as a family. Jungkook tightened his grip on your hand. His presence was a source of comfort and strength, and that's why you managed to say that. We understand this is a lot to take in, but we hope you can find it in your hearts to accept us and support our decision. Your father sank back into his chair, his face a mask of disbelief. Why didn't you tell us earlier? We want to, but we are afraid of your reaction. But we can't hide it any longer. This is our reality and we need you to understand and accept it, you said, looking down. Your mother was a little suspicious about you. She knew that you are hiding something and you won't reveal this news like that if you were actually pregnant, but she realized that Jungkook and you loves each other truly, so she decided to support you, but not easily. How long has it been? She asked in a sharp tone while you gulped and looked at Jungkook, who nodded with his eyes. You looked at your mother. A few weeks. Your mother got sure when you looked down, unable to say those words, looking in her eyes. Then you must got your checkup done, right? I would like to see your reports. You gulped and looked at her. Reports? She nodded while you looked at Jungkook. He was calm, unlike you. He decided to handle this matter. He looked at your mother. We'll get the reports, ma'am. Just give us a little time. I hope you do, and we'll wait for the proof. But understand this, if you are lying, it will only worsen the things. Jungkook nodded and looked at you. I know that mom would be suspicious. What would we do now? We can't fake a pregnancy test. Why did I even say that? You came back in Jungkook's apartment and was panicking while he stood up and walked near you before gently cupping your face in his hands. First of all, stop panicking. You did nothing wrong and everything will be fine. You brought tears in your eyes. But how? If they find out that I lied about my pregnancy, everything will be over. Didn't you hear, Mom? Where will I get a fake pregnancy report? Then we don't have to fake it anymore. You looked at him confused. What do you mean? He leaned in closer and spoke in a soft voice. If we want to convince them, we'll make it real. We'll have a baby for real. Your heart pounded in your chest as his words sank in. The thought of having a child with Jungkook was both terrifying and unbelievable. Are you sure about this? Jungkook nodded, his eyes were genuine. I love you. I'm willing to do anything to be with you, even if it means starting a family sooner than we planned. You hugged him tightly, your heart melted to see the love for you inside him. You knew you were fighting for the right thing. Two months passed since that conversation with your parents, and now they call you every day as they were waiting for you to show them the proof, but you have nothing to show them. Even though you both were trying to turn it real, things weren't going as planned. Jungkook put a cup of coffee in front of you and sat beside you. I'm telling you to not stress about it. Everything will be fine. You looked at him with tears filled in your eyes. When Jungkook, I can't keep avoiding their calls forever. I know they must have got the idea that I lied. I didn't know it's going to be that hard even when we are trying. He hugged you and patted your head gently. He was also hurt, not because you are still not pregnant, but because he can't see you in pain. There is always a right time for everything. Just don't give up. It's hard, Jungkook. I don't want anyone to look down on us. It started to affect me at work too. All I think about is when will that day come when I can be with you without any fear. You can still live that way. Do you still think I would let you go anywhere now? Even if we don't give them reports or they find out that we lied, they still can't separate you from me. Jungkook was patient only because of you, or else it would take him no time to marry you. But he respects you and your decisions, and that's why he was supporting you in this. The next day you were working in your office when suddenly there was a knock on the door. Come in. You said without lifting your eyes off your computer, but as soon as you heard the door unlocked and the sound of heels clacking, you lift up your face only to see your mother. You were shocked to see her. Mom, you got up from your chair while she walked near you. Seems like you are too busy to answer our calls, don't you? You swallowed and lowered your eyes. I'm sorry, Mom. You never stop making excuses, right? We kept our promise, but you didn't come back with the reports. Is this how you want us to believe you? I'm sorry, Mom. Tears filled in your eyes, your mother's eyes softened. She came here to know the truth because she already made up her mind to support you. She even convinced your dad because she knows that no one can ever love and support you like Jungkook. She came near you. I know we are responsible for all this. You had to lie about such thing because we didn't respect your decision. You looked at your mother. Mom, I really love Jungkook. I will never be able to stay happy without him. He's really a great person. She nodded. I have seen that. And I came here to tell you that me and your dad has decided that you can marry him. But you have to be quick. You couldn't believe what you were hearing. Someone informed Jungkook that your mother is here, so he immediately left his work and came there only to see you hugging your mom. He was confused, but little did he know that everything is alright now. Thank you, Mom, for everything. Anything for you. As she broke the hug, you noticed Jungkook, but then everything started to spin around you, and before you could understand, you fell unconscious. Why in? He rushed to you while your mother also got panicked. Why in? I'll take her to the hospital. He quickly picked you up and rushed outside while your mom followed, dialing your dad's number. In the emergency room, doctors and nurses quickly assist you while Jungkook anxiously paced outside. After what felt like an eternity, a doctor emerged with a reassuring smile. Doctor, how is she? Why did she fall unconscious all of a sudden? The doctor smiled and put a hand over his shoulder. There's nothing to worry about, Mr. Jungkook. These symptoms are common in this situation and she is alright. In fact, congratulations. Your wife is pregnant. Jungkook looked surprised when he heard that, and same with your mother. What? She's pregnant? He nodded and left while Jungkook rushed inside, followed by her mother. His eyes were filled with tears. You looked at Jungkook, tears streaming down your cheeks, a radiant smile breaking through. Jungkook. In a blink, he crossed the room to your side before sitting on the edge of the bed and held your hands. Wahid, you are pregnant. We are having a baby for real. You saw tears in his eyes for the first time. You nodded. I'm so happy. He nodded and hugged you. Me too. I'm so happy. Now nothing can do us apart. We did it. You saw your mother coming inside. You broke the hug and looked at her. She moved closer, her hand covering her mouth as tears flowed freely down her cheeks. Oh, Ryan, congratulations, sweetheart. I'm so happy for you. Thank you, Mom. Jungkook got up, giving you some space with your mother. She hugged you and kissed the top of your head. I pray to see you happy and healthy always. She looked at Jungkook and held both of her hands before giving in each other's hand. Always keep my daughter happy, she said, looking at him while he nodded, controlling his tears. I will, until my last breath. You looked at him and smiled.